Alrighty, welcome everybody to the 2122 NAIGC Town Hall for event sanctioning and the new registration system. I'm Dane Lee. I'm part of the communications committee helping you out with this. Allie Snyder is also here. She's going to be going through a majority of the information that you're going to be hearing about tonight. At the end of it, we're also going to be going over the new guidelines that are set up for the event sanctioning in regards to COVID-19. The different regions, we'll talk about that more. If you would like to submit any questions, we ask that you write them in the chat as we're going through. That way we can see them to get to them when it's appropriate, or you can keep them until the end where we're going to have a Q&A and we'll set some time aside to answer any questions that people might have. But with that being said, I'm going to hand it over to Allie. Let her start talking about the new registration system.
All right. Hi guys. So we have a brand new registration system. Our wonderful people in the tech department have created this brand new website to use for registration, and it makes the whole process a little more smooth and streamlined. So it is on a new website URL. It's called registration.neigc.org. And if you guys want, everybody who's on the meeting right now, you guys can just log on and kind of follow along with me. Depending on what privileges or what administrative access you have, some things might not be available. Just determined based off of, if you're a club officer or not. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch over to a different screen. We have here, actually I'm going to do this over to here. And we're going to have I'm going to move this, hang on one second, there we go. Okay, so first I want to show you guys a profile that is a test. It's a dummy test profile that really is just a club member. They don't have any administrative access. They don't have any registration access. It's just if you're a regular club member, your main page, what you're going to see is this little home page. It'll have some instructions soon. We're writing those right now, but hopefully this tutorial will help guide you along. So if you're just a regular club member, you're going to be able to have access to your profile where you can edit your information, your name, email, phone number. We're starting to collect some more demographic information just so we can get a snapshot of what the NAIGC looks like. Here's also where you can change your password, where it'll send you an email with a link to change it. You can also see your past competitions. And as for this little dummy profile, it doesn't have any past competitions. And you can also see your club affiliations. And one thing that's new for this year in this website is that you can be affiliated to more than one club. So if you wanted to affiliate yourself with another club, I could affiliate myself with the alumni, add affiliation, and it will pop up there. If I want to take it, if I don't want to be affiliated with that club anymore, I can go ahead and click the X button and it removes it. Here on this page, individual club members can also purchase their membership, either coach or a gymnast membership, just by clicking the drop-down button and then adding to cart. When you add to cart, it will pop up in this little bubble over here. You can go ahead and click on cart, and it just shows you one line item of $35 membership fee. You can use PayPal or debit or credit card. If you want to remove that, you just click remove, and your shopping cart's now at 0. So also, just as a regular club member, you have access to the meet registration page. Now with the meet registration, if you're not a club admin, like an officer or, if your profile doesn't have administrative access and you're just a regular club member, you're only able to register yourself as an alumni athlete or as an independent collegiate athlete. If you want to be registered with your club administrator, officer, or equivalent has to be able to do that. So if I want to register for a meet, say as an independent collegiate athlete, I can go ahead and select the meet if it's already created. And when that clicks through, it'll show any sort of description for the meet. People can include things like location, fees, time, and whatever. And I can indicate, I can just register myself for the meet, and it will go ahead and populate that in there, I believe.
You might want to create a meet first and add competitions to it, Allie.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Also, just as a regular club member, you're able to sign your own waiver for a meet. So if we have a meet here, waiver will populate, and then you're able to sign and date your waiver. So this is for any sanctioned meet or really any meet that's been hosted on our NAIGC website. Another thing you can access, and it's also available to the public. Anybody who visits registration.naigc.org can click on the meets result page, and any past meet competition you can search for, and it will be populated here. So this is open to the public. Okay, so that's pretty much all you can do as just a regular club member. Andrew, did I miss anything? I don't think I did.
No.
Okay, so I want to move over to if you are an officer. So this is where you're going to have all the administrative access, and you're going to be able to do a lot more with the website. So this dummy profile is an officer page. Here's my main page. This is pretty much the same thing as a regular profile. Things that are different, things that you'll be able to do, is mostly in the My Team section. So you can see here on this little sidebar menu, we have lots of more options. You're able to create a meet, you can manage your team, you can manage a meet, and you can enter in scores. So I'm going to walk you guys through. Let's just add some more people to my team. So the only clubs that will drop down here are the ones that you're affiliated with. So for this profile, I'm only affiliated with the Independent Collegiate Athlete Club. You can also select your competition year. Recommend just to select the most recent. And if you want to add in somebody who's been within your club in the past, you can type in their name. Let's see. If I want to type in, say this person was already affiliated and registered for your team in the past, it'll pop up here as like a little drop-down menu. You can click that, and then you can affiliate that person to the season. Here's also where you can add in new members. So let's say I want to add in a new member to my team. I'm going to type in a last name and a first name. And you don't necessarily need a phone number, but you're going to need an email. I'm just going to use a fake email address for myself. And you can add that new person to the database. Oh, that one already exists. Let's do that. So a little pop-up will show up. And Andrew, you can see this, correct? I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so this basically is just saying, if you can press OK, you're confirming that the new gymnast is going to be affiliated with whatever club you're working with at the moment. So when I click that, it's going to affiliate Oski Bear into my club. Now I can give other club members registration or administrative access. And the big difference between the two is registration gives registration access. So things for people like registering for meets, creating a meet and whatnot. And then you can also have administrative access, which will be able to help you to let you change things like club information and whatnot. So for right now, I'm not going to deal with that, but pretty much that's the ins and outs of adding new people to your club. You can also purchase their membership pretty easily. This is just a spreadsheet, and you can click through the membership and one by one add them to the cart for easy access, and then they will be populated here. So another thing you can do is you can change some information about your club if you need to. So for this situation, I clicked on my club, and the only club I have affiliation with, the only one I can manage, is the Independent Collegiate Athlete Club. So I can tell the website what kind of organizations, what kind of programs I have at my club. So I can say I have a collegiate club, I have an adult team. You can select the discipline, like I have a WAG team, that's a collegiate team. You can add that new program in. Here's also where you can add your club membership to your cart. So that will pop up in the club membership, and the $75 charge for club membership will appear on the cart. You can add multiple things here. So say you have an adult WAG team as well, you can add that in and it will just populate there. So that's pretty straightforward.
Sorry, the tables on this website are editable, so you can add your phone and email for the club contact in there. And then if you click edit, Allie, click edit. For each discipline that you have at your school, you can add your social media links here. And so on NAIGC.org, this is how we're gonna pull the data to display, your Facebook and website and all that for the public to contact you and find you.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew, for that update. Okay, so that is managing like your team members, managing your club. Now let's get into actually dealing with meets. So as a club administrator, this profile is able to create a meet. So I'm going to go to the create meet page, and this is a pretty self-explanatory web page. If you want to select a meet, go ahead and create a new meet. It's going to populate some of the drop-down menus, and in this case, I only have access to the independent collegiate athlete. I'm going to create the meet name. What do I want to call it? Tutorial demo. You can select the meet date. So let's say we want to have a meet on Thanksgiving. You can also specify when you want your registration deadline to be. So for this case, I'll make it 1 week prior. Here's also where you can type in any description information you want, like the time, the location, the meet fees, etc. Any other information you want people to know before they sign up for their meet. You go ahead and click submit. Saved. Now your meet can be accessed from a menu below. So you're going to go ahead and click on the meet again, tutorial demo. And then you're going to be able to add some competitions. So let's say I want to add a community division, WAG level 7. These are suggested numbers. By all means, you can increase the amount of people per team that can register if you want. These are just the averages usually, but you can change these as you see fit if you'd like. So once you have that, say I want a WAG community team level 7 competition, add that to your meet, and it'll populate there. You can add as many as you'd like. And let's say I want a collegiate mag level NCAA, same thing. And this is a working functional table, so you can edit in the table yourself. You don't have to delete anything and re-add it if you mess up on accident. You can also change the level if you'd like, and you can change whether it's community or college. So, and the X button is just to erase it from the meet. All right, so once things are added to your meet, you can go ahead and see, I want this page. Once they're added to your meet, you can go ahead and manage that meet. And if you're the hosting team, this is where you're going to see everybody who has registered for your event. So in the tutorial demo, right now, I don't have anybody registered. But if people have registered for your event, they're going to show up on the women's team competitions or men's team competitions. And any of the team summaries, it will help you create some rotations. The CSV in parentheses right next to it is a clickable link. So that will download a CSV file of all the names and everybody for your competition. So let's go ahead and add some people to this meet. So I'm going to go to meet registration. And now that I am an officer or administrator for my club, I can select that I want to register people to the tutorial demo meet. So that's going to populate. This is the same description I put in before. People from my team, I'm going to put in the new person, Oski Bear. I'm going to select him to men's NCAA, and he's going to do all around. Now, this is slightly different than the old website where you had to register teams, then put people on teams, and then register and then put those people or register those people for events. So this is a one-shot deal. It's pretty simple. Register for that person for the meet, and it'll populate down there. And again, this is a functional table. So if a member of your club is like, oh, I don't want to compete pommel horse, you can just click out of that and it will update the table. So let's add one more person to the meet. Let's say they're going to be a women's artistic and they're going to do all around. It'll populate the women's team up here. You can also change the level if there were more. I didn't add any more levels to this meet. So say if there was a level 9 or a level 8 competition for women's artistic, you'd be able to see that here on this drop-down menu. You can also designate teams. So if you have lots of people competing, you can designate which team they want to be on for rotation purposes. So also down here, you can indicate whether or not your team is going to have a team score. So this is my NCAA men's artistic team. Let's say they have a team score. You just click on this and it will populate a check mark. That lets this host club know how many places to award, who's getting a team score, etc. So now that we have some people populated for this competition, let's go ahead and look at that meet management page again. Okay, so now I'm looking at this as if I were hosting a meet. Now I can see that there are some people registered for my competition. It also populates the team summaries down here, which will give you a full holistic view of everybody who's registered for each event that can help you determine rotations and whatnot. So you can click here, you can designate a rotation. So say my men's artistic is going to be on rotation 1, and it will separate that and reallocate the number of people registered for each event, just to make it a little bit easier for you guys. Another thing that is added and new to this website are these links up here. So once you have everybody registered for your meet, you can click on here to print all your meet materials. That's going to be scorecards and team logging scorecards for your access to be able to print out and hand out to your competitors. If you would like to print your scorecards on cardstock, we have a link here that will separate out the individual scorecards from the rest of the meet materials. So you'll be able to print out the meet materials, then switch over to cardstock on your printer, and then print all the scorecards. We also have a link here for live scoring. This you can have projected in your competition area for people to see. As scores are entered in, they'll populate here, and it's just a nice resource for you guys to have at your competition. Another thing that has been added is a readable script. So for those who are looking for some easy access and good resources, we have a word-by-word script that you can read during awards that'll be populated with whoever is designated to win that award. So the website understands how the scoring system and how many people you want to be awarded. So say you said, I want 10 places to have an award. It'll look at the scores that were entered in, and then it will populate this script for you. So it'll say, in second place from something university with a score of blank, 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 this person's name. So last thing I think I want to talk about for this registration website is the meet scoring. So if you are at your meet, you can have your judges, assistants, or whoever's working your meet enter in scores using this website. So let's say we want to type in some women's vaults. We have everybody who's registered for women's vault. It'll populate here. For this meet, I only have one person registered for an example purpose. You have to enter in their start value first. So let's say it's out of a 10.0. And then you can enter in their score, which would be, I don't know, a 9.7. And then their scores should be updated onto the live scoring website as your event goes along. Okay. That is the new registration website. Again, it's at a different website. It's called registration.neigc.org. Andrew, did I miss anything?
Did you go over creating users?
Okay. Creating a user. So if you have, I think that's under team management, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So say you have a new person like Oski Bear. He is a new person to the club and he needs to set up his own profile. I believe so Andrew, correct me if I'm wrong, if you enter in the email address that was registered to this new person onto the login page, it'll direct you to a like forgot password link. So you'll just click on forgot password, and then that will send you an email to the registered email where you can enter in a new password and log in. That makes sense? I can show it through, but then
This is just a verification step that we added in the new system, so that we collect an email address from everybody, because we had some people that would create an account and they didn't put any contact information in there when they registered for a meet, and they paid, and that posed a problem. So your email is now your login, and everybody has to have an email in the system. So if you're the president of your club, or the administrator, then you can create accounts for everybody this way, and then they can just go set their password.
yeah. As long as the email that you're entering in, they have access to, they can use that email on our login page. And since they don't have a password yet, because they haven't entered in the profile, they just click forgot password. That'll send them an email that says, hey, here, reset or start your password, and then they can log in. And then they'll have the same access as this first profile I did, where it was just a regular person, club member, that only has access to meet registration, meet waivers, until they're given greater access. Okay, so I'm going to move forward. Dane, are there any questions in the chat? Are you able to see that?
There are a handful of questions, but it looks like Andrew's been handling it as we've been going through.
Okay, do we want to read those questions out if they could be applicable to anybody else who's watching this video afterwards?
All right. Question number one, is the login for the registration exactly the same as the normal NAIGC login info? Because entering mine exactly the same, it works for NAIGC, but not for the registration specific URL login.
If you have, so we're moving away from using usernames in the new system. So if you had an email address in your profile in the old system, then that'll be your new username. So use the email address to log in.
And then the next question that came in was, how do you register as a club officer?
So for, well, I expect we'll probably have a lot of y'all who are in this position because we haven't had much of a season for the past 2 years due to COVID, and your old officers did not give you access before they graduated. So if your old officers from 2 years ago are still around, they are currently listed as your officers. If not, just email info@neigc.org and we will set you up with access.